The golden age of Hollywood was not always golden. It hid unbelievable secrets that sometimes came out after the death of a person. Many actors had incredibly difficult lives, but nobody came to know. Child actors were put through grueling schedules and held to adult standards. Stunts weren't nearly as safe and carefully done as they are today, and directors weren't above a little emotional and physical abuse if it meant getting the job done.
Every inch from the head to my toes, scratch, bruise, yes.
Let's take a look at some of the most heartbreaking details the world learned after these old Hollywood stars passed away. John Wayne. John Wayne needs no introduction. He was one of old Hollywood's great tough guys. Who, after all, could better embody the spirit of the even older West? Wayne died in 1979, and according to his official death certificate, via find a death, the cause was respiratory arrest and gastric cancer. Cancer is always an awful way to go, but in Wayne's case, it's been theorized that his cause of death told an even broader, even sadder story. As early as 1980, the families of John Wayne, Susan Hayward, and director Dick Powell were drawing a shocking connection between old Hollywood deaths and the set of 1956's The Conqueror, that film of questionable taste that cast Wayne as Genghis Khan. Let's talk numbers first. Of the 220 people who worked on location, 91 were diagnosed with cancer by 1980, and 46 had died. Survivors were understandably certain that it had something to do with the 11 bombs, including radioactive bombs, one of which was nearly 3 times more powerful than the one that had destroyed Hiroshima, which was dropped near the film's location the year before. In an interview with People, University of Utah's Director of Radiological Health, Dr. Robert C. Pendleton, noted that on average, current statistics suggest that around 30 people out of a group of 220 would develop cancer. With 91, I think the tie-in to their exposure on the set of The Conqueror would hold up even in a court of law.
Treacherous head is not safe on your shoulders, nor your daughter.
Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn may have been known for his big-screen adventure movies, but some of his most iconic characters couldn't hold a candle to the real deal. Still, Flynn's career took a massive stumble when he was accused of having sexual encounters with 2 underage girls, and the years leading up to his death were spent largely in seclusion and with the company of alcohol. His autopsy report, via autopsy files, reveals just how far his star had fallen. Flynn had reportedly sought medical attention for chronic back pain that had steadily worsened, and according to the doctor who treated him, he collapsed not long after receiving an injection for the pain. His then-girlfriend, Barbara Adland, carried amyl nitrate with her. According to the doctor, that confirmed that he had suffered cardiac issues before. Cardiac issues were just a small part of the post-mortem findings. In addition to myocardial infarction, coronary thrombosis, and coronary atherosclerosis, the exam also found diverticulosis of the colon. The Cleveland Clinic says that's pretty normal and relatively problem- and symptom-free, but more troubling was the fact that his years of heavy alcohol use had led to cirrhosis and fatty degeneration of the liver. At the time of his death, he had a blood alcohol level of 0.25%, which the University of Toledo says is when most people start to approach comatose. The doctor who tended to him noted no ill effects, suggesting that he was accustomed to those levels of alcohol in his system.
The trade on my terms. What are you driving at? Don't move your hands and turn slowly.
Carole Lombard. When the U.S. finally entered World War II, it was all hands on deck. That included a number of Hollywood A-listers, and among the first to sign up to sell war bonds was Carole Lombard. Lombard was one of the driving forces behind the country's war bond sales effort and also became one of the war's most high-profile stateside casualties. On January 16, 1942, Lombard was returning to Los Angeles from a war bond drive event when her plane crashed on Mint Potosi. Lombard died in the crash and was later buried alongside her mother. Her then-husband, Clark Gable, was so grief-stricken that he temporarily turned his back on Hollywood, enlisted, and joined in active combat missions. After his death in 1960, he was buried beside her. Search parties who scoured the 22-mile-long crash site retrieved Lombard's body fairly quickly, and according to her death certificate, via Oak Auctions, her last moments were unthinkably horrible. The official cause of death was fracture of skull, shock, and fracture of entire body, and third-degree burns over entire body, due to airplane crash. Franklin D. Roosevelt issued a formal statement via Variety, saying in part, "She brought great joy to all who knew her and to the million who knew her only as a great artist. She is and always will be a star, one we shall never forget or cease to be grateful to." Dorothy Dandridge. Dorothy Dandridge paved the way for other black actresses and artists at a time when segregation was still in full swing, and she once wrote, via Vanity Fair, "If it is possible for a human being to be like a haunted house, maybe that would be me." At the same time, she received critical acclaim. Her private life was a shambles. Forced to give up her developmentally disabled daughter, she never forgave herself. Faced with what she considered a personal failure, she struggled to find comfort in a meaningful career. After years of unhealthy, abusive relationships, alcohol, and pills, Dandridge died. She was just 42 years old, and her official death certificate, via Dead in Hollywood, says that the cause was acute drug intoxication and ingestion of tofranil, which RX List says is typically prescribed as an antidepressant. While that was the final ruling, it wasn't the first. The coroner, Dr. Theodore Curfey, was forced to make a public statement recanting the findings published in the original autopsy report. He said, via the New York Times, that his initial findings, that she had been killed when a piece of bone from her broken right foot made it into her bloodstream and caused an embolism, were wrong. "In retrospect, we now consider this to be a tactical error," he explained, and said that the mistake had happened because of a lack of a complete study and pressure from news media. He remained unable to say whether it was accidental or suicide. Sal Mineo. On the night Sal Mineo was killed, the Rebel Without a Cause actor was returning home from a rehearsal of his new play. It was a huge deal, with playwright James Kirkwood saying, via the New York Times, "Until I saw him last October in my play, I had dismissed Sal Mineo as an actor. But my admiration for him is inexpressible. He was a professional whose talent grew over the years, a dedicated actor, and there aren't many of those left. With a single thrust of a heavy knife, another was taken from the world." According to his official autopsy report, via autopsy files, there was no question that he was murdered. The 37-year-old actor had been killed by a single stab wound, which punctured his heart and led to what was described as massive hemorrhaging. Witnesses heard him screaming after the attack and responded even as he lay bleeding to death outside of his home. It allowed police to get a full description, but it took 2 years before they got wind of a man in Michigan who was boasting about the killing. He didn't match the description at the time, but with proof in the form of photos that showed him sporting a different hairstyle and testimony from the wife of Lionel Williams, Williams was arrested, tried, and convicted. Natalie Wood. What really happened to Natalie Wood is one of Hollywood's biggest and oldest mysteries, made even more mysterious by the fact that her then-husband Robert Wagner was with her on the night she died. Along with her Brainstorm co-star Christopher Walken, Walken has been famously silent on the matter of her death, which occurred after she went missing from their yacht. Although her death was initially ruled an accident, it was reclassified as a result of drowning and other undetermined factors. At a glance, much of the actual autopsy report's findings, via autopsy files, support the accidental drowning theory. There were no signs of strangulation, no broken bones, and her lungs were filled with water and fluid. The coroner's determination that it was an accidental death is included, but after the case was reopened in 2011, it was followed by a change in that ruling in 2013. Wood's body was recovered along with a dinghy, and while there were questions about whether or not she had tried to pull herself back into the safety of the boat, the review of the autopsy report found that her fingernails were never checked for signs of a struggle. That was particularly troubling, considering it had also made note of many fresh bruises, particularly on her right forearm, left wrist, and legs. Bruises were thought to have occurred before she was in the water, and here's the thing. Criticizing the work of a previous coroner is a big deal, and it's not something that's done lightly. Lucille Ball. Ask anyone to list the entertainment industry's greatest female comedians, and Lucille Ball is going to be on that list. Her death, however, was messy, catastrophic, and undoubtedly agonizing. When her passing was announced in 1989, it was revealed that she had died not long after undergoing emergency heart surgery. According to her death certificate, via Find a Death, The official cause was acute rupture of the abdominal aorta due to acute aortic dissection and cystic medial necrosis of the aorta. So, what does that all mean? The National Library of Medicine says that cystic medial necrosis of the aorta is characterized by lesions that develop in the heart's arteries, and acute aortic dissection is a tear in the lining of the artery. It's a big deal. It's defined as a complex cardiovascular event with a high immediate mortality. In theory, those conditions need to be surgically repaired before the final stage. Aortic rupture is officially defined as a true catastrophic emergency, and it's one that has a nearly 100% fatality rate. In many cases, they're as sudden as they are deadly, and in Ball's case, they happen in a different area of the heart from the site of the surgery. Approximately 47 minutes of life-saving measures were attempted, to no avail. Ramon Novarro. While it's possible to argue that there are no good ways to die, there are plenty of awful ways, and tragically, one of old Hollywood's most beloved romantic actors was taken in a shockingly brutal murder. According to the findings of Ramon Novarro's autopsy, via the Celebrity Archive, his official cause of death was aspiration of blood due to multiple traumatic injuries of face, nose, and mouth. In other words, he'd been beaten so badly that he drowned in his own blood. Novarro, the Mexican-born actor who made a name for himself in 1925's Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ, struggled in the years after his heyday as a staggeringly beautiful romantic icon in the style of greats like Rudolph Valentino, and by the time he was in his mid-30s, most of his work was on the stage. At the time of his death, the 68-year-old was living in Laurel Canyon, and on October 31, 1968, he made the mistake of inviting the wrong people to his home. Those were brothers Thomas and Paul Ferguson, who went on trial for the murder and had their actions explained, in a nutshell, by their mother, who went on the stand to testify via the Los Angeles Times review of Beyond Paradise: The Life of Ramon Novarro by Andres Suarez, that they believed he deserved to be killed. Why? Because he was gay. Novarro paid for it with his life, in a grisly murder that left him beaten and bound, wounds scratched into his skin, and drowning in his own blood. William Desmond Taylor. The death of actor and director William Desmond Taylor was bizarrely scandalous, starting with the fact that it, for some reason, took about 12 hours for anyone to call law enforcement. When they did get to the scene, it was a little weird. Although his official death certificate, via silent era, would list his cause of death as a gunshot wound, responding officers were first told that it was a death from natural causes. At the inquest, it came out that initial examinations were bizarrely botched. The deputy coroner on the scene first insisted that the man, lying face down, had clearly died of a stomach hemorrhage, and it wasn't until he was sort of bullied into making a more complete examination that he found an entry wound from a small caliber bullet. Although the most likely story didn't come out until much later, that he had been killed by the mother of the young actress who had captured his affections, that wasn't the end of the story. Although all his official documents say the dead man was William Desmond Taylor, he wasn't. His name was William Cunningham Deanne Tanner, and he had run out of his family, headed to Hollywood, and essentially vanished, until, that is, his wife saw him in a movie. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the case is still unsolved, and according to the Los Angeles Police Department, their records pertaining to the case vanished sometime around 1975. Sharon Tate. The brutal murders of Sharon Tate and her guests remain one of the most shocking events in Hollywood history. When Time reported on the investigation that kicked off immediately after the Manson family descended on the Bel Air home-turned-crime scene, they quoted law enforcement. "It looked like a battlefield up there. This is a tough one. We don't have anything but bodies." But they would even backtrack a bit later and say that even their coverage was bordering on the sensationalistic. Claims were made that ended up not being true, so what was? Tate's autopsy report, via autopsy files, is grim reading, starting with the sheer number of stab wounds. In addition to the 4 on her chest, others were labeled 5 through 16 and included 1 in her abdomen, which is important, as she was pregnant at the time of her death, and another 8 in her back. The autopsy also found that several of the stab wounds likely would have been lethal on their own. Wounds, mostly about 4 inches deep, punctured her heart, lungs, and liver, leading to blood filling her chest cavity. Tate was 26 years old at the time of her death, and when Time later reported on Manson's then-alleged connection with the killings, they described a mystical, semi-religious hippie drug and murder cult, led by a bearded demonic Mahdi, able to dispatch his followers, mostly girls wearing hunting knives, who styled themselves slaves to their guru-type leader, Marilyn Monroe. Immediately upon the discovery of Marilyn Monroe's body, speculation started to swirl. Even early reports suggested that she had died by suicide, and reported that when her housekeeper noticed there was still a light on in her bedroom at 3 a.m., she called for a doctor. It was the doctor who found her, and between 15 and 20 bottles of pills on the bedside table. Another doctor was called, death was pronounced, and about an hour and a half later, law enforcement was called. Odd? Perhaps, but that's not what got the most attention in her official autopsy report. Via autopsy files, the coroner determined that she had died by suicide based on a few findings, including the levels of Nembutal and chloral hydrate in her system, and the empty prescription bottles that she had just refilled. In addition to the medical exam, there was also a psychiatric team put together to investigate Monroe's mood and behavior in the days leading up to her death. Their findings are heartbreaking stuff. We have learned that Miss Monroe had often expressed wishes to give up, to withdraw, and even to die, they wrote. On more than one occasion in the past, when disappointed and depressed, she had made a suicide attempt using sedative drugs. On these occasions, she had called for help and had been rescued. It is our opinion that the same pattern was repeated except for rescue. Pier Angeli. Sometimes real life reads more like a movie, and that's definitely the case with Pier Angeli. Born in 1932, she was discovered by the silent film star Rina de Liguoro, after the then-teenage Angeli teared up upon learning that the goldfish she'd added to the star's fountain had been unceremoniously disposed of. She went on to star in films opposite Paul Newman in 1956's Somebody Up There Likes Me, and to fall in love with James Dean. That relationship was doomed to fail, although the story goes that he was waiting outside the church as she married Vic Damone. They divorced in 1958, and although she remarried, it seems as though she still had her struggles. When she died in 1971, she was discovered by a friend who said, via the New York Times, that she had been in treatment for an unspecified stomach condition. Although the cause of her death was ascribed to an overdose of barbiturates, it remained unclear whether or not it was accidental. In her official autopsy report, via the Celebrity Archive, the coroner reported acute cardiac insufficiency and nonspecific focal and diffuse myocarditis. There's something else there, too. The report says she had a history of extreme fatigue and of partial obstruction of airway by hair and bedding. William Holden. No one wants to think about just how fragile life is, but sometimes we're reminded of it in a heartbreaking way. The Oscar-winning actor who starred in films like Sunset Boulevard, Stalag 17, and Bridge on the River Kwai, William Holden was a Hollywood mainstay for decades. That was true on and off the screen, as he was lauded for being a bit of an unusual character in the movie industry. He was generally seen as one of the all-around good guys, pleasant to work with, and a devoted family man who treated everyone equally well. When he died in 1981, condolences included those from President Ronald Reagan. That's not surprising, considering Holden was the best man at his wedding. Although initial reports of his death suggested the 63-year-old Holden had died of natural causes, that's not the whole story. Holden's official death certificate, via autopsy files, says that his cause of death was exsanguination, which is something that's not seen often. The cause of that was blunt laceration of the scalp, and in an interview with the New York Times, Dr. Thomas Noguchi explained his findings further. Holden was also found to have a blood alcohol level of 0.22, which meant he was highly intoxicated, and would have been more so at the time of his death, as it was apparently several days before he was found. The accepted scenario is that he had tripped over a rug, fallen, hit his head on a table, and bled out from the wound. Jean Harlow. One of the most heartbreaking things found on the death certificate of Jean Harlow, via autopsy files, is her age. She died when she was just 26 years old. The cause was acute respiratory infection and acute nephritis, which is kidney failure. What could have caused such catastrophic organ failure in someone so young? At the time of her death, international news outlets reported on her death and her funeral, outlining what was at the time believed to be the causes. And there were a lot. In short order, Harlow suffered from severe sunburn, a throat infection, influenza, and dental surgery. Then she was diagnosed with a gallbladder problem, but modern medical experts suggest that acute nephritis listed on her death certificate with something that made her famous in the first place. Harlow died in 1937, and at the time, hair dye definitely wasn't what it is today. In order to go as platinum blonde as Harlow was famous for being, Hollywood hairdresser Alfred Pagano once explained, via The Atlantic, what it took. "We used peroxide, ammonia, Clorox, and Lux Flakes. Can you believe that? The mixture was toxic, so do not try this at home." And it meant that Harlow was soaking her hair in a heaping dose of hydrochloric acid and gas. Did the weekly treatment have something to do with her death? Perhaps. The gas has been connected to kidney damage, and coupled with her other health issues, it may have been deadly. Jayne Mansfield. Perhaps no Hollywood death shocked the world more than that of Jayne Mansfield. The details are well known. It was an early morning in June 1967 when Mansfield and her boyfriend Sam Brody were on their way to New Orleans. They were both killed, along with their driver and dog, when their car slid under a tractor trailer. And perhaps even more shocking was that Mansfield's 3 children were in the back seat and survived. It's sort of no wonder that it gave rise to a rumor that she was decapitated on impact. Take a look at her death certificate. Via Find a Death, though, and it becomes clear that's just not true. But that's not to say it's not awful. The official cause of death was a crushed skull with avulsion of cranium and brain, which means her whole head wasn't removed, just the top of it. The rumors were likely started by crash scene photos that showed her wig thrown from the car. In this case, Grizzly doesn't even begin to describe it, and the rumor wasn't really necessary. The truth was bad enough. The New York Times spoke not to the coroner, but to another person who had first-hand experience with Mansfield's remains, the undertaker, Jim Roberts. He said, "People always figured wrong about Jayne, about the way she lived and the way she died. Her body was as bad as you get in this business. She had a lot of makeup with her, and I used it all." Johnny Stompanato. This one's a little different, as Johnny Stompanato wasn't one of Hollywood's leading men or famous directors. He was the mob-associated boyfriend of Lana Turner. Questions about his mob connections weren't really questions, and when it came time for the investigation and inquest into his killing, Mickey Cohen was one of the first witnesses. He, however, volunteered, via the Los Angeles Times, "I refuse to identify him as John Stompanato Jr. on the grounds that I may be accused of his murder." The real story was infinitely sadder. Stompanato was killed in 1958, and according to his death certificate, via autopsy files, a single stab wound had gone into his liver. The how of the death was also listed, and it simply read, "In protection of mother." By the time Turner was asked to take the stand, her 14-year-old daughter, Cheryl Crane, had already confessed. Turner said that he had a history of violence and often threatened her, recalling he once told her he could "cut you just a little now," to give you a taste of it. Turner had warned her daughter that she was planning on ending the relationship, and when he threatened her again, her daughter stepped between them. Turner said, "I swear it was so fast, I truthfully thought she had hit him in the stomach. The best I can remember, they came together and they parted. I still never saw a blade." The final ruling was one of justifiable homicide. Judy Garland. Few characters are as recognizable as Judy Garland's Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, but the real-life story of the Yellow Brick Road was one of a lifetime of shocking abuse, and it was abuse that led to her death in 1969 at just 47 years old. According to Garland's death certificate, via autopsy files, the official cause was barbiturate poisoning, incautious self-overdosage, accidental. And that really only tells part of the story. In later years, Garland, along with frequent co-star Mickey Rooney, was open about the lengths that the studio forced her to go to in order to guarantee she was working long hours and looking, well, the way the studio wanted her to. Both Rooney and Garland have spoken about being given a steady stream of barbiturates and amphetamines to keep them working in stretches as long as 72 hours. Regular reliance on pills, along with extreme starvation-level diets, started when she was just 10 years old. The coroner who examined Garland, Gavin Thurston, issued a statement via The Guardian. He said, "This is quite clearly an accidental circumstance for a person who was accustomed to taking barbiturates over a very long time." He also stressed that, contrary to the chatter that almost immediately started, there were also no signs of alcohol abuse or addiction, and no liver damage. Instead, the blame rested squarely on a lifestyle that had been forced on her before she even became a teenager. Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, left the world in shock when he passed away on August 16, 1977, at the age of 42. Officially, his death was attributed to a heart attack, but the full story uncovered in his autopsy painted a more complicated picture. Alongside the heart failure noted on his death certificate, medical examiners found traces of over 10 prescription drugs in his system, including morphine, codeine, diazepam, and barbiturates. Elvis had been battling a long-term dependence on medications, often prescribed for chronic pain, insomnia, and other health issues exacerbated by his demanding lifestyle. He also struggled with weight gain and health complications that seemed to spiral out of control in his later years. While the heart attack may have been the immediate cause, it's widely believed that his reliance on a cocktail of prescriptions contributed to his decline. The details of his death raised serious questions about the role of celebrity physicians and the pressures of fame. His personal doctor, often dubbed the King's Doctor, Feel Good, had reportedly prescribed these drugs liberally, a practice that wasn't uncommon for stars of the era. Elvis's untimely death served as a grim reminder of how the relentless demands of stardom and the misuse of medication can have tragic consequences. Decades later, his music still lives on, but his passing remains one of Hollywood's most heartbreaking cautionary tales. Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee's death in 1973 was shrouded in mystery and left fans around the world devastated. The autopsy revealed he died of cerebral edema, swelling of the brain, caused by an allergic reaction to the painkiller Equagesic. Speculation ran rampant, with some theorizing his death was linked to heat stroke, foul play, or even supernatural curses tied to his immense popularity and rumored conflicts. His death certificate, however, lists death by misadventure, a legal term indicating an accidental, unforeseen outcome. Despite the official findings, questions linger, and his untimely death at just 32 years old remains one of Hollywood's most enduring mysteries, further solidifying his legendary status. Bob Marley. Bob Marley's autopsy report revealed he died of melanoma, an aggressive form of skin cancer that started under his toenail and eventually spread to his brain and lungs. His death certificate noted he had been diagnosed years earlier but refused amputation and full treatment, adhering to his Rastafarian beliefs, which emphasized the sanctity of the body. Marley sought alternative therapies, including holistic treatments in Germany, but the cancer continued to spread rapidly. His death at just 36 years old marked the loss of a musical legend whose influence transcended genres and borders. To this day, his refusal of conventional treatment sparks discussions about faith, medicine, and the decisions that define a life. Anna Nicole Smith. Anna Nicole Smith's sudden death in 2007 shocked the world. The autopsy report revealed that she died of an accidental overdose of prescription medications, including methadone and benzodiazepines. More troubling, the toxicology report suggested she had been on a cocktail of at least 9 different drugs, including sleep aids and anxiety medications. Her death certificate also noted chronic infections and flu-like symptoms that worsened before her passing. The tragedy was compounded by the death of her son Daniel, under eerily similar circumstances just months earlier.
Heath Ledger. When Heath Ledger died in 2008, speculation ran wild. The autopsy revealed he succumbed to an acute intoxication of prescription drugs, including oxycodone, hydrocodone, and benzodiazepines like diazepam and alprazolam. The combination caused respiratory depression and cardiac arrest. His death certificate marked it as an accidental overdose, highlighting the dangers of combining medications, even under medical supervision. David Carradine. David Carradine's death in 2009 was officially ruled accidental asphyxiation. Found in a Bangkok hotel room, the circumstances surrounding his death were sensationalized. The autopsy concluded that his death resulted from autoerotic asphyxiation, a practice that restricts airflow to heighten sexual pleasure. The findings shocked fans, adding a tragic and bizarre twist to the beloved actor's legacy. Brittany Murphy. Brittany Murphy's death in 2009 initially appeared natural, with the autopsy citing pneumonia, anemia, and multiple drug intoxication as causes. However, her death certificate raised eyebrows, and speculation grew when her husband, Simon Monjack, died under nearly identical circumstances just months later. Some theorized toxic mold in their home or foul play, but no conclusive evidence was ever found.
Princess Diana was no doubt one of the most beloved Princess of Wales who captivated the world with her grace and humanitarian efforts. Tragically, she passed away on August 31, 1997, due to injuries sustained in a car crash in Paris. Her death at the age of 36 shocked the world. Jennifer Syme was an actress and personal assistant who tragically passed away at the age of 28 in a car accident on April 2, 2001. She was best known for her brief role in David Lynch's Lost Highway and for her relationship with actor Keanu Reeves. The couple endured the heartbreaking loss of their stillborn daughter, Ava, in 1999. Ruth Handler, the visionary creator of the iconic Barbie doll, revolutionized the toy industry and left an indelible mark on popular culture. Handler co-founded Mattel and was instrumental in the development of Barbie. Handler passed away on April 27, 2002, from complications related to colon cancer. Rosemary Clooney was a celebrated singer and actress, best known for her role in the classic film White Christmas and her string of hit songs like Come On to My House and Hey There. She passed away from lung cancer on June 29, 2002. Nina Simone, a legendary music artist known as the High Priestess of Soul, captivated audiences with her deep, powerful voice and emotive performances. She broke barriers with hits like I Put a Spell on You and Feeling Good, blending jazz, blues, and classical music with her distinct style. She passed away on April 21, 2003, from complications related to breast cancer. June Carter Cash was a beloved figure in American music, known for her deep connection to country music and her marriage to Johnny Cash. Her talent as a singer, songwriter, and actress shone through in her performances on The Johnny Cash Show. June passed away on May 15, 2003, from complications following heart surgery. Martha Scott, an accomplished actress best known for her role as Moses' mother in The Ten Commandments, enjoyed a long and successful career on both stage and screen. Her performance in the film adaptation of Our Town earned her an Academy Award nomination. Scott passed away from natural causes on May 28, 2003, at the age of 90. Katharine Hepburn, a true legend of the silver screen, was known for her fierce independence and iconic roles in films such as The Lion in Winter and Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. With a record of 4 Academy Awards for Best Actress, her career spanned over 6 decades. She passed away from natural causes on June 29, 2003, at the age of 96. Estee Lauder, a pioneering businesswoman and the co-founder of the cosmetics empire that bears her name, revolutionized the beauty industry with her innovative products and marketing strategies. Known for her famous fragrance, Youth Dew, Lauder was a trailblazer who transformed the way women viewed beauty products. She passed away on April 24, 2004, at the age of at least 95. Julia Child, the beloved American chef, brought French cuisine into American homes with her iconic television show, The French Chef, and her best-selling cookbook, Mastering the Art of French Cooking. Child's warm, approachable style and passion for food made her a household name and an enduring cultural icon. She passed away on August 13, 2004, just 2 days before her 92nd birthday. Laura Branigan was a powerhouse pop singer best known for her 1982 hit Gloria, which became an international sensation and earned her a Grammy nomination. Branigan also contributed to the soundtrack of the iconic film Flashdance, further cementing her place in pop culture. She passed away suddenly on August 26, 2004, from a cerebral aneurysm. Janet Leigh was a legendary actress whose career spanned over 5 decades, but she will forever be remembered for her role in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. Leigh's versatility allowed her to shine in a variety of genres, from musicals to thrillers. She passed away on October 3, 2004, from vasculitis. Shirley Chisholm was a trailblazing politician and educator, best known as the first African-American woman elected to the U.S. Congress and the first to run for president. Her 1972 presidential campaign, with the slogan, "Unbought and Unbossed," inspired countless Americans to believe in the power of representation and change. She passed away on January 1, 2005, from a stroke. Rosemary Kennedy, a member of the prominent Kennedy family, lived a life marked by both privilege and tragedy. As the sister of President John F. Kennedy, she was part of a family deeply woven into the fabric of American history. She passed away from natural causes on January 7, 2005, at the age of 86. Lynn Collins, often called the female preacher, was a dynamic soul singer known for her powerful voice and work with James Brown. Her hit song, "Think About It," became an anthem of empowerment and was widely sampled in hip-hop. Collins died from cardiac arrest on March 13, 2005. Anne Bancroft was a distinguished actress whose role as Mrs. Robinson in The Graduate became one of the most iconic performances in film history. With a career spanning over 5 decades, Bancroft earned acclaim for her versatile roles, including her Oscar-winning portrayal of Annie Sullivan in The Miracle Worker. She passed away on June 6, 2005, from uterine cancer. Rosa Parks, known as the mother of the civil rights movement, made history in 1955 when she refused to give up her seat on a segregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama. Her courageous act sparked the Montgomery bus boycott, a pivotal event in the fight for racial equality in the United States. She passed away on October 24, 2005, after battling dementia. Soraya was a talented singer-songwriter who gained fame for her heartfelt lyrics and beautiful voice, often drawing from her Colombian-American heritage. Known for hits like Solo Por Ti, she used her platform to raise awareness about breast cancer after being diagnosed with the disease. Soria passed away on May 10, 2006, from breast cancer. Marie Tharp was a pioneering geologist and oceanographic cartographer whose work revolutionized our understanding of the ocean floor. She was instrumental in creating the first scientific map of the Atlantic Ocean floor, which provided critical evidence for the theory of plate tectonics and continental drift. She passed away on August 23, 2006, from cancer. Anna Politkovskaya was a fearless Russian journalist known for her unflinching reporting on human rights abuses in Chechnya and her outspoken criticism of the Kremlin. Despite surviving multiple assassination attempts, Politkovskaya was tragically murdered on October 7, 2006, in Moscow. Marceline Bertrand, an actress and humanitarian, was known for her roles in films like Lookin' to Get Out and her deep commitment to humanitarian causes. As the mother of Angelina Jolie, Bertrand was also a significant influence on her daughter's life and philanthropic endeavors. Bertrand passed away on January 27, 2007, from ovarian cancer. Suzanne Pleshette was a beloved actress known for her role as Emily Hartley on the classic sitcom The Bob Newhart Show, a performance that earned her Emmy nominations and solidified her place in television history. Pleshette also had a successful film career, most notably in Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Pleshette passed away on January 19, 2008, from respiratory failure. Estelle Getty, beloved for her role as the sharp-tongued Sophia Petrillo on the hit TV show The Golden Girls, became an iconic figure in television comedy. Known for her witty one-liners and no-nonsense attitude, Getty won the hearts of viewers and earned an Emmy Award for her performance. Getty passed away on July 22, 2008, from complications related to Lewy body dementia. Dakota Culkin, an aspiring art production assistant and sister of actor Macaulay Culkin, worked behind the scenes on films like Lost Soul. Despite not being in the spotlight like her famous sibling, Dakota played a significant role in the creative process of filmmaking. Tragically, her life was cut short at the age of 29 when she was killed in a car accident on December 9, 2008. Betty Page, the legendary pinup model of the 1950s, became an enduring icon of beauty and sensuality, captivating the imagination of a generation with her striking looks and bold photography. Often hailed as a pioneer of women's liberation, Page's influence extended far beyond her modeling career. Page passed away on December 11, 2008, from a heart attack at the age of 85. Eartha Kitt, an iconic singer, actress, and dancer, was known for her distinctive voice and fierce stage presence. Kitt's career spanned over 6 decades, with memorable roles in films, Broadway, and television, including her portrayal of Catwoman in the 1960s TV series Batman. She was also celebrated for her hit songs like Santa Baby and her role in The Emperor's New Groove. She passed away on December 25, 2008, from colon cancer. Bea Arthur, a trailblazing actress and comedian, was best known for her iconic roles in television history, particularly as Maude Finley in Maude, Dorothy Zbornak in The Golden Girls. Arthur's career, which spanned over 6 decades, earned her multiple awards, including 2 Emmys and a Tony. She passed away on April 25, 2009. Farrah Fawcett, the epitome of 1970s beauty and glamour, skyrocketed to fame as one of the original Charlie's Angels and became a cultural icon with her famous red swimsuit poster. Her battle with cancer was documented in the moving film Farrah's Story, which aired shortly before her death on June 25, 2009. Brittany Murphy was a vibrant and talented actress known for her roles in films like Clueless and 8 Mile. With her infectious energy and ability to light up the screen, Murphy became a beloved figure in Hollywood, known for both her comedic and dramatic performances. Her untimely death on December 20, 2009, at the age of 32. Emmy-winning actress Rue McClanahan was best known for her role as Blanche Devereaux on The Golden Girls. Her portrayal of the witty and flirtatious Southern belle made her a television icon. McClanahan passed away on June 3, 2010, from a stroke at the age of 76. Gloria Stewart gained fame for her Oscar-nominated role as the elderly Rose in Titanic. With a career spanning from the 1930s, she remained active in the arts until her death from respiratory failure on September 26, 2010, at the age of 100. Hollywood star Jane Russell became a sex symbol in the 1940s with her debut in The Outlaw and later in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Known for her sultry voice and striking looks, Russell passed away from respiratory failure on February 28, 2011, at the age of 89. Etta James, a legendary singer known for hits like At Last and Tell Mama, had a powerful voice that spanned multiple genres. A 6-time Grammy winner, she influenced countless artists. James passed away from leukemia on January 20, 2012, at the age of 73. Whitney Houston, an iconic singer and actress, was best known for her powerful voice and hit songs like I Will Always Love You. She achieved massive success in music and film, but tragically passed away on February 11, 2012, at the age of 48. Known as the Queen of Disco, Donna Summer dominated the charts in the 1970s and 1980s with hits like Hot Stuff and Last Dance. A 5-time Grammy winner, she passed away from lung cancer on May 17, 2012, at the age of 63. Jenny Rivera, a Mexican-American singer, actress, and TV producer, was a major figure in banda and norteña music. Her popularity soared with her hit album Jenny in 2008. Rivera tragically died in a plane crash in Mexico on December 9, 2012, at the age of 43. British-American actress Gia Khan gained recognition in Bollywood for her roles in films like Gajini. Her promising career was cut short when she tragically took her own life on June 3, 2013, at the age of 25, shocking the film industry. Shirley Temple was an iconic child star of the 1930s, charming audiences with her singing, dancing, and acting in films like The Little Colonel. She later served as a U.S. ambassador. Temple passed away from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease on February 10, 2014, at the age of 85. Sarah Jones was a talented camera assistant known for her work on The Vampire Diaries. She tragically lost her life in a train accident while filming Midnight Rider on February 20th, 2014, at the age of 27. Her death sparked a movement for better film set safety. Maya Angelou, a celebrated American poet, author, and civil rights activist, gained worldwide acclaim for her autobiography, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. A voice for Black culture and women's rights, Angelou passed away from natural causes on May 28, 2014, at the age of 86. Legendary actress Lauren Bacall was known for her distinctive voice and sultry looks, debuting in To Have and Have Not opposite Humphrey Bogart. Their on-screen and off-screen romance captivated audiences. Bacall passed away from a stroke on August 12, 2014, at the age of 89. Joan Rivers, a pioneering comedian, actress, and television host known for her sharp wit and fearless humor, voiced Dot Matrix in Spaceballs and appeared in numerous films and shows, passed away on September 4, 2014, at 81, due to complications from throat surgery. Dee Dee Blanchard, born on May 3, 1967, in Chack Bay, Louisiana, murdered on June 14, 2015 in Springfield, Missouri at 48. Her life and death gained widespread attention due to the trial and media coverage surrounding her daughter, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Amanda Peterson, an actress best known for her role in the 1987 film Can't Buy Me Love. She achieved fame early, but left the industry in the 1990s. Passed away on July 3, 2015 at 43 from an accidental drug overdose. Bobby Christina Brown, daughter of Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown, she pursued a career in acting and singing. Her life was marked by tragedy, mirroring her mother's struggles. Passed away on July 26, 2015 at 22 from lobar pneumonia following complications from a near-drowning incident. Nancy Reagan, former actress and First Lady of the United States, married to President Ronald Reagan, known for her influence on the Just Say No campaign and her role in Hellcats of the Navy. Passed away from congestive heart failure on March 6, 2016, at 94. Doris Roberts, iconic actress best known for her role as Marie Barone on Everybody Loves Raymond. With a career spanning over 6 decades, she earned 4 Emmy Awards for her portrayal. Passed away from a stroke on April 17, 2016, at 90. China-born Joan Marie Laurer, a groundbreaking professional wrestler and actress known as the ninth wonder of the world in WWF. She broke gender barriers in the sport, passed away from an accidental drug overdose on April 20, 2016, at 46. Christina Grimmie, singer, songwriter, and YouTube sensation who gained national recognition as a contestant on The Voice. Tragically shot and killed by an obsessive fan during a meet and greet event in Orlando on June 10, 2016, at 22. Alexis Arquette, actress and transgender activist known for roles in films like Pulp Fiction and The Wedding Singer. An outspoken advocate for LGBTQ+ rights. Passed away from complications related to HIV on September 11, 2016, at 47. Lisa Masters, actress known for roles in The Stepford Wives and TV series like Law & Order and Gossip Girl, tragically died by suicide on November 15, 2016, at 52. Carrie Fisher, iconic actress and writer, best known for her role as Princess Leia in Star Wars, passed away from cardiac arrest on December 27, 2016, at 60. Debbie Reynolds, legendary actress and singer, famous for her role in Singin' in the Rain, passed away from a stroke on December 28, 2016, at 84, just one day after her daughter, Carrie Fisher, Mary Tyler Moore, beloved actress and television icon, known for The Mary Tyler Moore Show and Ordinary People, died on January 25, 2017, from cardiopulmonary arrest due to pneumonia, at 80. Barbara Bush, former First Lady of the United States, wife of President George H.W. Bush, and a strong advocate for literacy, passed away from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease on April 17, 2018, at 92. Kate Spade, renowned fashion designer and entrepreneur, best known for her iconic handbag line, which became a global brand. Tragically died by suicide on June 5, 2018, at 55. Aretha Franklin, legendary queen of soul and civil rights activist, known for her powerful voice and timeless hits, passed away from pancreatic cancer on August 16, 2018, at 76. American child star of the 1940s, Gloria Jean, was best known for her musical films. She enjoyed a successful career during Hollywood's golden age. Gloria passed away from heart failure on August 31, 2018, at the age of 92. Academy Award-nominated actress and director Sandra Locke gained fame for her roles in several Clint Eastwood films. Her career was marked by her powerful performances. Sandra died from cardiac arrest related to breast and bone cancer on November 3, 2018, at 74. Model and actress Kim Porter was best known for her relationship with Sean Diddy Combs and their family. Her presence in the entertainment world was widely recognized. Kim passed away from lobar pneumonia on November 15, 2018, at the age of 47. Legendary American jazz singer Nancy Wilson captivated audiences worldwide with her smooth voice and 3 Grammy Award-winning performances. Her career spanned over 5 decades. Nancy passed away from kidney cancer on December 13, 2018, at the age of 81. American socialite and actress Lee Radziwill was known for her elegance and close connection to American royalty as Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis's sister. Her glamorous presence in high society made her a notable figure. Lee passed away from natural causes on February 15, 2019, at 85. Famed American paranormal investigator Lorraine Warren, whose life inspired The Conjuring series, became synonymous with ghost hunting. Alongside her husband Ed, she delved into the supernatural, leaving a lasting legacy. Lorraine passed away from natural causes on April 18, 2019, at the age of 92. American actress Peggy Lipton became a cultural icon in the late 1960s, best known for her role as Julie Barnes on The Mod Squad. She later gained renewed fame with her role in Twin Peaks. Peggy passed away from colon cancer on May 11, 2019, at the age of 72. Beloved American actress and singer Doris Day charmed audiences with her wholesome screen presence and iconic voice in films like Love Me or Leave Me. Also a passionate animal rights activist, Doris passed away on May 13, 2019, from pneumonia at 97. Renowned American author Toni Morrison was a literary giant, especially known for her novel Beloved. As the first African-American woman to win the Nobel Prize in Literature, her work profoundly impacted American literature. Toni passed away on August 5, 2019, due to complications from pneumonia, at 88. Promising young American basketball player Jonna Bryant was the daughter of NBA legend Kobe Bryant. Her talent on the court hinted at a bright future. Tragically, Jonna's life was cut short at 13 when she and her father died in a helicopter crash on January 26, 2020. Pioneering American mathematician Katherine Johnson was instrumental in NASA's success during the first U.S. manned spaceflights. Her story, told in the film Hidden Figures, inspired many in STEM fields. Katherine passed away from natural causes on February 24, 2020, at the age of 101. American teacher Mary Kay Letourneau gained notoriety for her controversial relationship with a former student, leading to significant media attention and legal battles. Despite her tumultuous life, she remained in the public eye. Mary Kay passed away from colorectal cancer on July 6, 2020, at 58. Beloved Afro-Latina actress Naya Rivera was best known for her role as Santana Lopez on Glee. Her performance earned her a devoted fan base and recognition as a talented singer and actress. Naya tragically drowned in a boating accident on July 8, 2020, at the age of 33. American trailblazing Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg was renowned for her tireless work for gender equality and civil rights. Her legacy is celebrated in the documentary RBG, highlighting her incredible career. Ruth passed away on September 18, 2020. American character actress Conchata Ferrell was beloved for her role as Berta on 2.5 Men, earning multiple Emmy nominations. Her extensive career in television and film showcased her exceptional talent. Conchata passed away from cardiac arrest on October 12, 2020, at the age of 77. American actress and model Tanya Roberts was best known for her roles as a Bond girl in A View to a Kill and Midge Pinciotti in that 70s show. She became a popular figure in the 1980s and beyond. Tanya passed away on January 4, 2021, at the age of 65. Groundbreaking American actress Cicely Tyson was celebrated for powerful performances that brought dignity to African American women in films like The Help. Her six-decade career earned her numerous awards and honors. Cicely passed away on January 28, 2021, at 96. American pop culture icon Tawny Keaton rose to fame in the 1980s, starring in Bachelor Party and Whitesnake music videos. Her beauty and charisma made her a memorable figure in entertainment. Tawny passed away on May 7, 2021, from heart disease at the age of 59. Beloved American television actress Markie Post gained fame as Christine Sullivan on Night Court and appeared in films like There's Something About Mary. Her charm made her a staple of 1980s television. Markie passed away on August 7, 2021, after battling cancer at 70. Iconic American actress and comedian Betty White had a career spanning over 8 decades, starring in The Golden Girls and The Mary Tyler Moore Show. Also a passionate animal rights activist, Betty passed away on December 31, 2021, just shy of her 100th birthday. American actress and director Anne Heche gained fame in the 1990s with films like 6 Days, 7 Nights, and Donnie Brasco. Her versatility spanned television, film, and theater. Anne passed away on August 11, 2022, from injuries sustained in a car crash at 53. Legendary American country music artist Loretta Lynn broke barriers with songs like Coal Miner's Daughter, telling stories of rural America. Her music earned her multiple Grammys. Loretta passed away on October 4, 2022 at 90. American multi-talented actress and singer Irene Cara shot to fame with her role in Fame and her Oscar-winning song Flashdance. What a feeling! Her dynamic performances made her an international star. Irene passed away on November 25, 2022, at 63. American actress Kirstie Alley gained fame as Rebecca Howe on Cheers, winning an Emmy and a Golden Globe. Known for her sharp wit, she also starred in Veronica's Closet and Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. Kirstie passed away from colon cancer on December 5, 2022, at 71. Pioneering American journalist Barbara Walters became a household name as the first woman to co-anchor a network evening news program, and for creating The View. Her incisive interviews made her a trailblazer. Barbara passed away from natural causes on December 30, 2022, at 93. American actress Annie Wersching was known for roles in 24, The Vampire Diaries, and as the Borg Queen in Star Trek Picard. Her versatile performances earned her a devoted fan base. Annie passed away from cancer on January 29, 2023, at 45. Hollywood icon Raquel Welch became a 1960s sex symbol with her role in 1 Million Years BC. Her acting career spanned decades, with notable performances in films like The Three Musketeers earning her a Golden Globe. Raquel passed away from cardiac arrest on February 15, 2023, at 82. Legendary Tina Turner, the Queen of Rock and Roll, was known for hits like What's Love Got to Do with It and Proud Mary. Her electrifying performances made her one of the most successful female artists in history. Tina passed away from natural causes on May 24, 2023, at 83. Unaided actress Piper Laurie was best known for her roles in The Hustler, Carrie, and Children of a Lesser God. Her performances were marked by depth and intensity, making her a respected figure in Hollywood. Piper passed away from natural causes on October 14, 2023, at 91. Iconic American actress and entrepreneur Suzanne Somers gained fame as Chrissy Snow on Three's Company. Beyond acting, she became a successful author and businesswoman, promoting health and wellness. Suzanne passed away on October 15, 2023, from breast cancer 1 day before her 77th birthday. Former First Lady Rosalind Carter was known for her advocacy in mental health and caregiving. Married to President Jimmy Carter, she championed causes close to her heart and remained active in public service. Rosalind passed away on November 19, 2023, at 96 due to complications from dementia. Trailblazing Sandra Day O'Connor was the first woman appointed to the U.S. Supreme Court. Known for her moderate and pragmatic approach, she served from 1981 to 2006, often as a crucial swing vote. Sandra passed away on December 1, 2023, at 93, from complications related to dementia and a respiratory illness. Actress Cindy Morgan was best remembered for her roles as Lacey Underall in Caddyshack and Yori in Tron. Her striking beauty and memorable performances made her a standout in the 1980s. Cindy passed away on December 30, 2023, at the age of 69. Folk pop singer-songwriter Melanie became a voice of the 1960s counterculture with hits like Brand New Key and Lay Down Candles in the Rain. Her unique voice and free-spirited persona made her a symbol of the era. Melanie passed away on January 23, 2024, from difluoroethane toxicity at 77. Style icon and fashion maven Iris Apfel was known for her bold, eccentric looks and oversized glasses. Her influence extended beyond fashion, making her a beloved pop culture figure. Iris passed away on March 1, 2024, at 102, after her recognition skyrocketed post the 2014 documentary Iris. Grammy-winning gospel singer Mandisa gained fame as a contestant on American Idol. Known for her powerful voice and inspirational music, she was also an advocate for body positivity. Mandisa passed away on April 18, 2024, due to complications of class I obesity at 47. Actress Shelley Duvall was best known for her role as Wendy Torrance in The Shining. Her distinctive looks and unconventional style made her a standout in films like Popeye and Time Bandits. Shelley passed away on July 11, 2024, from complications related to diabetes at 75. Prominent actress Shannon Doherty rose to fame in the 1990s with her role as Brenda Walsh on Beverly Hills 90210. She later became a beloved figure in the supernatural genre with her role in Charmed. Shannon passed away on July 13, 2024, after a long battle with breast cancer, at 53. Talented actress and comedian Erica Ashe was best known for her roles in Real Husbands of Hollywood and Mad TV. Her sharp wit and vibrant performances, including in Scary Movie V, made her a standout. Erica passed away on July 28, 2024, at 46, after a battle with cancer. Acclaimed actress Gena Rowlands had a career spanning over 6 decades, known for powerful performances in films like A Woman Under the Influence and The Notebook. A 4-time Emmy and 2-time Golden Globe winner, Gena passed away on August 14, 2024, at 94, from Alzheimer's disease.